Hello and welcome back to another Cookie Taker video. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you on how you can make your very own global announcement system. Now, before we get started and head into this tutorial, I want to quickly show you how this works. So right now, I have two players in two different servers, and here I am on my computer. Now, if I run this command here, /announce, and then I put a message, when I enter it, as you can see, a little notification pops up in the bottom right. Now, if I show you the view from the second player on my phone, you can see as soon as I run the command, I see the notification as well. So this is a super useful command if you have multiple servers running and you want to send messages out to all of those servers. Now let's head back to Roblox Studio, head into a brand new base play. If you already have a game, then use that, and I'll now teach you how you can make that for yourself. Okay, so here we are inside of Roblox Studio, and luckily this system only requires two scripts. So let's get started and configure our workspace. So here we have the Explorer, and we're going to first of all create a folder inside of Script Service. So we're going to click on plus, folder, and then what I'm going to call this is, I'm just going to simply call it Global Announcement System. Then we're going to copy that, we're going to paste it into replicated storage, and then inside of Starter GUI. So in Script Service, we're going to put a script that handles the commands and receiving and sending the messages. So let's just add a script inside of here, and then let's call this handler. Then inside of our replicated storage folder, we want to make a remote event that we can then fire to send a notification to the client. Because as you know, you cannot send notifications from the server. So let's create a remote event, and then we're just going to call this notify. Finally, we're just going to add a local script inside of here, and then we can call this notification handler. Now we can start with the scripting. So first we're going to start by scripting the server-side part of this project. So we're going to head to our handler, and we're going to open it. Now we're going to start by getting the services. First we need to get the messaging service. This allows us to broadcast and subscribe to messages. I'll explain what that means in a bit. So how we get these services is we say local messaging service equals, so I defined a variable, and now we're going to use game get service, and now we're going to get the messaging service. Next, what we need to do is we need to get replicated storage, so we can fire that notify remote event. So we can do this by saying local replicated storage equals, and then once again game get service replicated storage. Now let's drop a couple of lines and get that notification remote event. Let's define another variable and call it notification. So local notification equals, and then we're going to say replicated storage dot global announcement system, then wait for child, and then notify. And that's how we got the notification remote event. Next, we're going to define the command that you need to put in to announce. So in our example, the command was /announce, but maybe you want it to be :announce or !announce. We can do this by setting a variable. So let's create a variable called first command, and let's say local first command equals, and then once again I'm going to keep it at /announce, but you could do something else. For example, you could do !announce, you could do :announce, but I would like to keep mine at /. Then we're going to drop a couple of lines, and now we're going to start with the part of the script that makes sure that a user is actually, now we're going to make the part of the script that handles the commands. So it's most likely that you want to restrict this to a certain person or a certain role. First, I'm going to show you how you can restrict this to a certain user, but then I'll show you how you can set this to a certain group role. Let's say we only want this to be for a certain user. So I'm going to say local admin equals, and then I'm going to put my Roblox username, which is cookie_devx. Now in this example, it's only for a user. So if you want this to be group role locked, I'm going to skip you to a certain part. I have no idea when that is, but I'm going to smash timestamp on that screen. Head to that time if you want to set it up for a specific group role. Okay, so you want to make it so that it only works for a specific user. So what you've done is you say local admin equals your name. Then we're going to detect when a player joins. Game.players.player_added connect function player, and this function will fire when a player joins. Then it will pass us the player, and then we can say if player.name equals admin, then, and then we can continue with the rest of the script. Now I'm going to show you how you can set this up if you want it to be for a specific group role. If you want to skip this part, then I'm going to smash another timestamp on the screen, and I just want you to head to that part, and then we'll continue with the code. So let's say you want to set it up for a group. What you're going to do is you're going to first define your group ID. So you're going to say local group ID equals and then your group ID. Let's say we were the Roblox group, we'd put the group ID 7. Now we're going to set a local min rank. By the way, if you don't know what this means, you can watch my video. It's going to come up in the top right now, and that will teach you how to get the group ID and the min rank. So let's say local min rank ID equals, and then this will be the minimum rank that can access this command. All ranks above it will be able to access this command, and let's just say 245. So now we just need to do an if statement, and we're going to say if player get rank in group, and then we're going to say group ID is bigger or equal to min rank ID then. Now we can continue with the rest of the script. Okay, so now you've set it up. Whether you did it for an admin or you did it for a group role, it doesn't matter, the script should be the same for now. Keep in mind your line on 12 and 14 at the moment may be different. Okay, now let's continue with the rest of the script. Now we need to detect when the player chats. So to do this, we can say player.chatted, connect function, and then message. Next, we need to split the message up by spaces. This is so we can get the message and we can also get the command. So let's say local split message equals message colon split, and then we're gonna put a space here. So this is gonna split up the message every time there's a space. Okay, so let's say we had the example /announce hello hello hello. Every time there was a space, it would split it up. So we could have one word that would be /announce, another word that would be hello, another word that would be hello, and another word that would be hello. But now we need to check to make sure the first word is the first command we defined. So what we're going to say is if split message square brackets 1 equal first command then, and that will continue. So what it's doing here is it's checking the first word of that, it's checking the first word that was, it's checking the first word in the split message variable, and if it is the command then it will continue. If it's not the command then it won't continue. So if the user types a normal message, it's completely fine. Then next what we're going to do is we're going to actually send off the message to all of the running services. And to use this, we can use the messaging service. So pay attention here because it can be a bit confusing, but we're going to say messaging service colon publish async, and then we need to give it a topic. So that's what this message is about. And this message is a global announcement. So let's say global _ announcement. Then what we're going to do is we're going to put a comma, and then we're going to say message, that's the variable above, colon g sub. Then what we're going to put inside of here is split message brackets 1, and then we're going to put a comma and then a string but with no spaces. Now what this is going to do is it's going to remove the first word from that message. This means we can have a message, but if we use just the split message before, all the words would be split up and it would only be like hello, how, it would only be the first word of the sentence, and we don't want that. So what we're going to do is we're just going to remove the first command in the string, and for example, if the user types, let's just write it down here, /announce hello, how are you doing today? Hello, how are you doing today? The gsub function is going to remove the announce because that's the first command. And then we're just left with this message, and then what we're going to do is we're going to publish async. Now we need to let the user know that they successfully sent out the global announcement, so we can use that notification event. Let's say notification via client player, then we're going to put a comma, and then we're going to say success, and then we're going to put a comma, and we're going to say your message has successfully been sent. And now that will send a notification to that user, and it's going to say success, your message has successfully been sent, and that's just a little bit of feedback, and that's good to have. Now we need to detect though when a message was sent. So we can actually use the messaging service again, and then a bit like the game.players.player added event, we can detect when a message was sent. So let's say messaging service colon subscriber sync global _ announcement. And now this could be a little confusing, so make sure you pay attention. we're going to say colon, function, then we're going to open up these brackets, and then finally we're going to say inside of those brackets message, and then we're going to drop a line. Okay, now after that we're just going to say notification via all clients, and then we're going to say global announcement, and then comma, message, oops, accidentally made a mistake, message, square brackets, string, and then data with a capital D. And now this will send out the message as a notification to all the users in the server. And now if you have multiple servers, this message will be sent to multiple servers, and everybody will receive that message. A messaging service is pretty fast, as shown in the example beforehand. Now let's make sure these are the two same, because if it's not, then the notifications won't send out. Next, what we need to do is we need to make the notification handler. And as you can see, we've kept sending these file clients or file all clients to this notify remote event. And at the moment, this notify remote event doesn't do anything. So let's change that. Let's head to the local script we created, and we can start off by getting the replicated storage again. So we can say local replicated storage equals game get service replicated storage. Then next we're going to get the started GUI, so we can do that by saying local started GUI equals game get service started GUI. And now the started GUI service is going to let us send notifications. So let's drop a line, and then we're going to say local notification, and here we're going to define the notify remote event. Then what we're going to say is replicated storage dot global announcement system, and then we're going to use the wait for child notify. Next we're going to actually make this remote event do something. So we're going to say notification dot on client event connect function, and then title and description, and these are the two parameters we pass when we fire that remote event. And then we're going to say started GUI colon set core, then we're going to say send notification, and then we're going to pass the data. Let's make this nice and formatted. Let's open up this, and we're going to say title equals title, which is defined above, and description equals, actually it's not description, actually is text, so don't make that mistake, it's text equals description. And then we can pass that data inside of that table. Now let's give this a go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this min rank to 0 because I need to be able to test it. Let's just head into play, and let's make sure everything works. Okay, so here we are inside of Roblox Studio, and let's just give this a go. Slash announce hello. Okay, what happened here? Messaging service disconnected. Messaging service disconnected. Okay, now if you didn't know, messaging service doesn't work in Roblox Studio, so I'm going to publish this. Let's just call it messaging test, and we're going to head inside of the Roblox player and see if it works. Okay, here we are inside of the Roblox player, and let's give this a go. Slash announce hello. Perfect, it works. So thank you for tuning in to today's video. I hope you have a epic 2023. There's a lot to come, a lot of videos to come, and you may finally know that my outro animation is now here. So thanks for tuning in. That's all from me, and bye bye.
Bad luck, bad day, what should I do?